Yo, yo, yo. We're live. Alright. Today's gonna be a quick little stream. It's probably gonna be like an hour max. Cause it's kind of gonna be like a quick little Q&A session. Really, I don't expect too many people to be on today. It's Thanksgiving. But I do want to talk about some things on the chart today. Just on certain things I've seen. So yeah, let me make sure I got everything pulled up here. All right, so I got train view up here. I'm gonna wait a bit to see if there's gonna be more people joining us today. Definitely started streaming later than I expected, to be honest, today. But really, like, the main thing I really want to talk about is like, just show you guys, like, don't trade on Thanksgiving. I told you guys in the Discord that New York Stock Exchange is closed. Okay, so what that means for you is things like gold, don't trade, or sorry, not gold, don't trade indices. Indices are gonna chop. I mean, look at this. Sure, I'm gonna be honest, with my system, you can still cash some trades here. There's an OB intra model off this PY here. Like, there's 5 or 4 there. And then, I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. There's IFG to the upside here. Like, there are trades you could take. Whenever we consolidate, you're trading both sides of the market, basically. Or waiting for sweeps. But the problem really is that, like, because direction is not clear, I mean, this is really not really clear to me personally. I do see like we're more downtrending than uptrending, but all this, I'm gonna be honest, this looks really messy, right? Like, this is still way better than this though, because of how big the ranges are. You can make more risk reward here. But when it comes to this, like, look at New York session during Thanksgiving today. Like, there's not much you can do here in terms of trading. You'd have to have very small TPs or scalping. Especially later on the day, like, there's nothing here. Like, both sides of the market technically do work. But at what cost, right? I'd prefer, personally, trading when conditions are much better. When the range is a lot more clear, which is the main thing. Not just range, direction I meant. It was fine today on gold. I'm gonna be honest. On gold, I looked back at it. I didn't trade it, but I looked back at it and it does not look too bad on gold. We have inducement, tapping the POI, longs to the upside, broke structure, liquidity sweep, more longs to the upside. I was kind of like anticipating price. I was just basically like forward testing today on gold, like reading gold, just like tape reading. That's what most people call it. It's not, I'm not actually reading the order flow or tape. It's just what I like to call it. Basically just reading price, trying to anticipate, see if my anticipation is correct without taking trades live on it. Like, for example, yeah, we have supply here, but after this liquidity sweep, if we're breaking the structure upside, we should be bullish. I do think we are still bullish because my bias here was to mitigate this, was already bullish. Like, I'm anticipating gold to be going for a previous day high. And daily bias is pointing bullish as well. So that's why I drew this arrow here, you know, just tape reading today earlier, really to just see if my direction is correct on gold or not. And this is a cool thing you guys should be doing. On days where you don't take active trades because conditions are bad, try to see if you can read market. If you can't, then you can't. Like, I could not read NQ today. Okay, like, there's setups here, but I cannot read the direction at all. But on gold, it looks a little bit better. The ranges are much bigger, right? There's setups to both upside and downside too. Like, there's an OB intra model here. Like, there's money to be made today for sure, but probably not much on NQ. Mostly, really, you should have taken if you really want to trade. Again, don't recommend trading on holidays in general. It's not worth the pain. But if you were trading, you should have traded gold, because New York Stock Exchange not being open, it affects indices the most. Most of the volume during New York session for indices is because of New York Stock Exchange. That's where a lot of major companies trade. But something like gold, there's other people, trading too. Like something on gold, New York Stock Exchange could be closed. Sure, I think it will maybe affect some volatility, but overall, gold still maintains its own composure, because a lot of other places trade gold. It's not just like New York Stock Exchange. Like indices, majority of the volume is from New York Stock Exchange, but gold, that's not the case. Gold is like a worldwide thing people trade. I'm sure there's tons of companies that don't have Thanksgiving, or just not New York Stock Exchange. They don't either celebrate holiday or they don't take the day off. They're trading gold. Like there's no retail traders really moving these big markets here, especially like something as liquid as gold. It's all big companies, big firms. So yeah, you can see like there's setups on gold today. I mean, I can mark them out for you guys if you want. There's a long there. There's a short here on gold. That's 4-3. Depending on how you want to take this long here, you might have taken a loss here potentially with their stop loss. But there's a winner short here. Like there are a lot of setups today on gold. I think I got a DM. Let me check. But again, if you guys have any other questions related to trading, that's what today's stream is going to be. It's going to only be for like an hour max, probably. I still have some other videos to record. Again, there's no trading today, so not too much going on. But if you just joined the stream, I basically earlier just was talking about don't trade indices on holidays where no stock exchange is closed. If you really are desperate to trade gold. Because gold isn't affected as much by New York Stock Exchange. Like you can pretty clearly tell, like gold still moves, pretty solid here. Let me delete this. What's up, Stampede? Happy Thanksgiving. Although we don't celebrate in Chile. Got you. Let's see, what else is there? Anything else I want to go over in terms of trading? Like not much. Like if you guys were in like the Discord trading private chat, you guys probably already saw my trade draw liquidity I sent out to the group on this long here. IFG entry model for me. There's also an OB entry model on it too. Explained why I'm bullish, like off the origin. I actually just posted a video regarding this trade. If you guys want to go watch that recap. And I think a few other members, based on what I saw, I know Machi took this trade too. So yeah, like these trades I sent out to you guys in a group for like trade ideas and direction wise. Like I told you guys I was bullish here on gold. Really, like a lot of these trades you guys can catch yourself. You don't even need me to really alert it. I don't like doing alerts. you don't even need me to alert it, because these trades happen quick. It's not easy to really alert it immediately off the bat. But you guys should be able to see the same things I'm seeing, because this is pretty straightforward. We're going bullish here, right? High time frame is bullish. I did see one thing about, I think one of the members, what's up, Shrooms? It's Harry on my phone. Oh, okay. I was like, who's Shrooms? Yeah, I was gonna talk about, I think I saw, let me mess. But if you missed the initial entry, like I was really talking about to the group, stop hunter played out. Look, we have a stop hunter setup, like stop hunter again. How do you know this is not a change character to the downside? Well, because I told you, my bias is bullish. There's no reason for us to go like to the downside here. This is all a fake reaction, because this is fully mitigated. Everything here is fully mitigated. The next mitigation point where you take a short would be up there. So like your stop hunter here, and depending on which low you want to use, you want to cover. Stop hunter, you could have made 5 risk sword, have the same TP as me, but you hit TP much quicker. 40 minutes, 30-ish minutes, right? That would have been your second entry if you missed the first entry. Now, one thing to mention is, after I TP'd, I think I saw someone in a group try taking shorts, and that's not good. The reason why I say it's not good, really, is because this is counter trend. And my draw is higher. So if you're taking this, like, I guess it did play out eventually. But this wouldn't really be a short that would match my system for like an A setup. Because all these highs here, I see as like liquidity. They're all fully mitigated, aside from this supply zone. So if you were going to really take a short today, like, or last night, technically, like, I wouldn't take a short off this PY here. It's counter trend. Another thing to keep in mind, you want to look at how price delivers too. Price here delivered, like on the 1 minute, you see this is unmitigated, but I'm pretty sure if you switch time frames, you should be able to see something. Yeah, look, 5 minute. 5 minute, let me turn off my indicator real quick. It's 5 minute demand. Like, we hit this 5 minute demand prior to your entry here, if you're trying to short. And based on how this 5 minute demand here delivered, we have a lot of new internal structure here. So even if you thought this was like good, first of all, it's not good because counter trend, liquidity above. Second of all, based on how this is delivering, like, it's a big range, which is not a problem, but we already tapped into this 5 minute demand prior to entry. If you had like an entry here short, maybe here, I don't see anything here though on the 1 minute, but maybe on the seconds here, you just TP as 5 minute here. But this is based on how price is delivering here internally with this structure here. Like, we're creating a lot of new structure. So if I was still trading here, honestly, this is not a setup I usually take often. I probably wouldn't even take this setup, to be honest. But you could have done something like this. I usually would wait for a stop hunter, like I said. Something like this. Or wait for this range here. This is just gonna get taken out, come back to this range down here. You can also mark out this entire range here too, but this would be like not trailing inducement method. Ranges sometimes are clear, sometimes are not clear. But you can see how, like, if you want to take continuations here, here's your OB entry model here. Here's the OB, depending on how you want to cover it. And then what's your target? It's basically like the stop hunter here. It's just, instead of waiting for like internal liquidity sweep, you're just taking the OB continuation. So this is what I call like a limit OB continuation. Well, limit would technically just be this, but because the stop loss is so big, I personally, if I was trying to look for OB limit continuation, I would have chose this PY. 5 minutes is too big. Unless you really want to go for a 1-to-1. I'm not a fan of 1-to-1, so especially for like pro trend, doesn't make sense to go for a 1-to-1. So I would have waited for a confirmation here. You could have taken this to the next high, just like a stop hunter TP. Now, if I was in this trade, you could just other highs like this high. You could take out too. You could get 5 sword. But like, keep in mind, don't try not to counter trend too much. But just marking this out for you to see how you could have traded continuations even up here in this leg. But again, like the stuff that mainly teach you guys really is this stop hunter here that you guys should have caught. So like, let's say you guys do take maybe a stupid loss here, like a forced loss here, to be honest, really count trending, knowing it's not a good setup. This 5RR stop hunter should cover like 1 or 2 losses here. This is one of the situations where it's like, I don't trade trend lines, but you do see like a trend line here forming. And eventually it does break down. But like, to me, I don't think I would have caught this short anyway. We took out this high. But I would have seen all these highs right above, and I personally would not have caught this short. So it's more so not me saying I would catch a short. It's more so me saying I would not even try shorting here. But if you really were shorting, I mean, you use this as a liquidity sweep high. I think there's even a session high someone mentioned. Let me see. Yeah, 8 session high. You might have taken 1 loss, and then your second entry, IFG. This is a pretty big stop. But it's not that bad, knowing that the TP is kind of far. You can get 2 resort or 3, almost 4. So, like, this could have been your trade here. If you really were to kind of short, like if you took 1 to maybe 3 losses on a short, well, this short here, guess what? It makes up for your 3 losses plus more. So just keep in mind in terms of probabilities and sequences in your trading, you guys should know this from your data collection. Like, for example, if you really want to be trading my other system, like I would have traded like a stop hunter, but I don't think this even took out the low, did it? Can't tell. I mean, equal lows. Or if you just pick this bearish candle low, technically, which is what you should be doing. There's your stop hunter. Depending on how you want to cover stop loss, target next high, you could get like a 1.6 RR. Now, if I was trading this, I probably would have targeted all this. So I probably would have taken a break even or a loss here, trying to take a stop hunter later. But I wasn't up for this here. But yeah, be careful with count trending. It's more also a psychology issue when you count trend. Because you're trying to force yourself to get into a trade when you know it's not good. Like, there's times where not often, I'm pretty good at this, but there's times where I will take a trade knowing ahead of time that this is not a high quality trade. This is a trade that's likely going to fail based on my anticipation. But I still took it because I've been waiting too long. I've not taken any trades, and I just want to take a trade, just a trade. And that's just not how trading works, guys. Quality over quantity. It's about decisions you make, not based on quantity of decisions you make. Okay, let me check the chat here real quick. Yeah, I took too many counter trend trades today and then made an emotional mistake trying to continue to short on the right. So, continue to short on the right. I'm not sure what you mean by that here. Again, if you guys are liking the stream, make sure to leave a like on the stream. We have 7 people currently watching. Actually, more than what I expected, to be honest, for Thanksgiving. I guess some people also don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so it's like, you know. What's up, Envy? So your draw liquidity was trendline above, I see. Yeah, Harry, so in general, yeah, my draw was not even the trendline liquidity. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it was really the highs. Like, this high here. I'm gonna mark this for tomorrow. Or next trading day. Hold on, let me see. That's my really draw the whole time. Like, this here. Right? But I wanted to go to sleep at this point, so I just TP'd there. But this is ultimately the draw. Again, doesn't mean price is going to move in a straight line. Like, I know that in the back of my mind, price is not always going to move in a straight line. So I'm fine with this 5R here. There's times where I will, if we have like a huge imbalance here, for example, is this straight imbalance, no structure, just straight imbalance. There's times, and I see a lot of momentum, and it's a good session, like for example, maybe New York session instead of ADA session here. Again, gold, ADA session still moves very nicely, don't get me wrong, but New York is always the most volatile. You can get potentially a fast, quick move up. Yep, happy Thanksgiving. How bad do you think counter trading is? I really say it depends on how good your draw liquidity is. That's the first thing that you have to ask yourself. If your draw liquidity is bad, again, you guys need to collect your own data on this. Like, I can't hold everyone's hand for this. You have to look at your percentage in terms of draw liquidity. Like, how often are you getting it correct? If you're getting your draw liquidity correct, like let's say above 70% or higher times, counter trending is very bad. Just think about it, right? Just think about it. You're getting direction correct most of the time. So if you're counter trending, it's very bad. But let's say your draw liquidity is just like 50-50 or even like less than 50%. It should never be less than 50%, because that means if someone reverse engineers what you're thinking, they actually have a higher win rate, right? So if it's lower or near 50%, then counter trend trading technically from a statistical standpoint isn't too bad, because you're also wrong on your pro trend direction half the time, right? If that makes sense. So it all depends on how good your skill set is in anticipating price and where it's likely to go. If it's really good like mine, then I'd avoid counter trending. If you know it's bad, like you get direction wrong all the time, then your counter trends are technically pro trends, if that makes sense. So they will have still a pretty solid win rate. I have seen you take counter trends. I've tried it as well, but it's definitely lower win rate. Yeah, you just need to keep track. That's why you guys got to journal or have like a database. If you don't journal your trades, you're never gonna know like your data inside out, and you won't know like what works better, what does not work better. When you journal, you will even find out there's times where there's certain not certain strategy, but certain setups you should just never take anyway. Over a long period of time, it's a losing strategy. So that's another thing you want to consider, and that's what journaling does teach you in backtesting. I saw the 1 hour inducement below and thought price was going for it because of FBOS. So 1 hour inducement. Harry, if you're talking about this, you're looking way too far. You're looking way too far in price. Like, I'm looking at this range here. You're looking way too far. This is if you're like swing trading. You're looking at this and potentially trying to short this. But we're not swing trading. We're trading on the 1 minute. Our entries are off the 1 minute. There's a lot of new different types of trends, ranges to take advantage of on the 1 minute. And there's no FBOS because, like I said, it only failed once. We failed to make a new high once. I think that probably looks better on the 15 minute, to be honest. We only failed once. This is, to me, a mitigation cycle to go higher. If you need help, I recommend you rewatch like some of the structure videos and of course on market structure again. But it's a mitigation cycle. If we like do not break this high time strong liquidity I have marked up here, and we like take out this low here. Depending on if we mitigate this, I'd still take a long, to be honest. But if we fail this PY, then from this point on, I am definitely bearish. If we fail this PY here, bearish until we take out this liquidity here and potentially, like you said, I think this is the 1 hour inducement you're talking about down here, the 1 hour PY. But that's looking too far into the future. We're currently focusing on what the ranges are doing right now, which is basically kind of consolidating here after this first failure. But again, it's not an FBOS since we're still holding this demand here. So on the pullback on the short, I tried taking the OB. On the pullback on the short, let me delete this. But yeah, hopefully trend here makes sense to you guys. I can even mark out all like other potential setups you guys probably could have forward tested. Again, I wasn't up during this time, so I wouldn't have been able to take a trade. But aside from these, like these are setups you could take trading both sides of the market. When price is ranging like this, nowhere to go, you can trade both sides. Like this is when technically, like someone mentioned Stampede, he said counter trend trading. In this case, there's no really counter trend here, to be honest. Price is really just in a box. So both sides are valid. Sweep here, short, sweep the low, long, never set that high, took out this high, took out this high, short. I mean, look. Trade, trade, trade. Inducement taken out, trade, trade, trade. I mean, there's just so many different trades. There's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 7, 8 setups here. Whenever consolidation, if we don't have a clear direction, ideally you kind of wait for liquidity to get taken. Try not to trade too much in between, unless direction starts to become more clear. And if I'm ever counter trend trading, I'm usually going for a 1-to-1. Unless I think it's like a B+ setup, then obviously I'm not going to go for a 1-to-1. I'll probably just hold for the full mitigation. But like, yeah, you see how counter trending short does work, but you'll have to give yourself more attempts to counter trend trade. Like this failed 3 times, and then you got your short here. What you could do, again, disadvantage of limb orders, really, you technically don't need all these attempts. With the limb order, you do have to cover structure like this, and you could catch this just with one stone, right? I think that's what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but anyway, you could try catch this with 1 stone, limb order at the PY, and catch it. I mean, this is an 8-hour trade though, but better than sometimes taking multiple entry models here and failing. I didn't trade because of failed break of structure. Yeah, I mean, again, failed break of structure. If you're in, I don't know if this guy's in a stream here in a course chat, but like I said, mitigation cycle to go higher. Now we're consolidating. So when we're consolidating here, like I can trade both sides of the market here, bearish and bullish, but I still do lean bullish because I know like this consolidation will end at some point, and I still think we should be going higher from this consolidation. There's a higher probability, but because we're consolidating, we do get a lot of opportunities to trade both sides and make even more money. Like you'll make more money in consolidation trading both sides than just one side because of frequency. So remember, like price is not always going to be too straightforward. What time is this? I think this was Thanksgiving. Yeah, so this was during Thanksgiving, so probably makes more sense why we consolidate. But again, these ranges are still nice to trade. Just NQ just looks definitely smaller ranges off the 1 minute. NQ, I don't really have much clue where NQ is going here, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's going to downside, but again, it's chopping to the downside. There is a gap on the left. We could potentially see something like fill the gap and go higher. Do we have anything? Yeah, we do. We have a mat. Yeah, we could definitely see a little bit of downside before upside here on NQ. But some of you guys just zoom out too much. Don't zoom out too much. Yeah, there's no reason to trade NQ today. Just makes sense too. Like I said, you gotta anticipate stuff like this. It's Thanksgiving, aka New York Stock Exchange is closed. What's the point of trading indices, you know? I tried trading last night in NAS and got cooked. It was consolidating, it had good ideas, but got wicked hard. Yeah, last night. So London Asia session. I mean, Asia looks fine here. London, there's a lot of, like I said, it's just a lot of consolidation. But I will say, if you're just following the downtrend here, with all these breaks to the downside, we have break here, break here, break here. There's still A+ setups to take on NASDAQ last night. Here's an A+ setup, for example. We have a liquidity sweep. I don't know about entry model here. You might have just missed this, to be honest, for entry model. I probably would not take this OB. It's way too low. But yeah, it's definitely very choppy. I mean, we didn't go for the next low yet here. We actually held this demand. You guys see what I mean though here? Like, we failed here once, but this doesn't mean we're bullish now just because we failed once. This high is still likely to make a new low. This is a mitigation cycle, go lower. Like, we eventually went lower. It's the same idea that I had on gold. Same concept. But yeah, it is definitely not very trendy in terms of, like, if you're trying to target this low, it's gonna take you a long time. It just stops you out here. This is not a valid setup. Yeah, definitely very, very choppy. Just be careful trading near like the holidays. But you can see how, like, if you're just trading gold, it was completely okay last night. Again, if you guys want the more in-depth review, I'll send you guys the link to the chat. I just posted a full-on 14-ish minutes trade recap. My day's going pretty solid. Woke up pretty late today because stayed up last night trading. But it's a good 5 hour. But yeah, there's a trade recap. You guys want to go watch it? Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, that goes to the 5-hour trade in depth with the structure and stuff like that. If you guys want, I could maybe like mark out some setups that are valid you could have taken today. I don't think I'm gonna mark out NQ. It just looks bad. I haven't recorded a trade recap for these other trades here yet though. I think so. I still gotta record these. But I think I've explained all these trades on live here. Okay, so if you're trading, let's see, this is all fully mitigated. Like there's some setups I missed out on before my 5R. Like this is your inducement here, because made a new low, and you can see how inducement tends to have a signature to it too. It does this like curvature move, where it's like it rounds out, if that makes sense. Hence why I also use this shape to mark out inducement. Like I missed this setup here on gold, going back to 50%, so probably here. I mean, this is a 7 risk reward trade that is counter trend here. So going back to what one of you guys said about counter trending, I mean, this did play out here, counter trend trading, because I'm not looking at this trend anymore here because we're back in the origin on a bullish high time frame. So here, no, I would not be like targeting a low here, for example. This is a counter trend mitigation cycle. You can trade off 7 risk reward. Pretty nuts. If you're new here, I'm gonna pin the chat or a link to the free Discord server right there. But yeah, like maybe 3 risk reward, depending on how you took this. But still, that's still really good for a counter trend trade. You might have gotten stopped out, like depending on how you manage here. It did get choppy here, delivery, but you can't do anything about that. That's stuff you can't control. Focus on what you can control in trading and ignore the rest. Shorts, like again, I don't think I see anything aside from the IFG I showed you guys earlier. And then once you come back here, I'd be longing here if I was still up at the time, because I'm still bullish. Now, my target for the longs would be the highs. And unfortunately, I would have been chopping. I would have been still in this trade if I was trading here for 13 hours. So at that point, like, it's not much to do, right? If I see us fail so many times trying to take out this high, I would stop really targeting this high on one trade attempt, and I just focus more on the new ranges here, because the 30-minute is just a box, and this box gives us so many 1-minute, 5-minute ranges to trade off. So like for example, let's say I took this IFG here, and let's say I was targeting the next high. Maybe let's say targeting this high all the way up here. But then I noticed, you know what? We don't go for it, and we just start consolidating, you know, not going anywhere. Then like I probably go break even. I might hit break even. I'm usually almost never in a trade for this long, to be honest. Okay. This does have to do with Thanksgiving, sure, a little bit here. But like, let's say I was actively still on the charts here, like awake. Then I would have noticed like we're not breaking new highs here, like this high, like we're breaking this high short, but we're not breaking what the highs I'm looking for to break. Then I'll probably just exit my trade and then just trade the new range. So example, we have this sweep here, and then I would look for longs again. I mean, No entry here. You have an OB entry model here. And then my target here at this point, because we're not really breaking further highs and going for that target, I just focus more internally. I mean, you get TP here, TP up here. This 5R here. You take a 5R, and then if I just want to trade this consolidation, knowing that now we're consolidating, there's no clear trend anymore, direction. And notice that, look, all this is fully mitigated. Like putting these context clues together, there's another 4R. And then like even, let's say you were counter trend trading here. You have this PY here. If you're just marking the buy to sell, okay, I'm never doing this, but I've tried doing this in the past. The win rate is just too low here, but your risk reward is insane with the buy to sell. Like 21 risk reward, are you kidding me? Look at the top, like your top taking the market here, using my strategy here. If you're having limit order trades off of buy to sell or sell to buy. It is pretty crazy, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm usually, from limit order, I'm covering the whole POI, okay? Especially if you have a big imbalance here. Otherwise, you wait for confirmation, and look, the confirmation, you still can't do this. Yeah, no, this is nasty. All right, too bad it wasn't up trading, but this is absolutely nasty work. I mean, 9 risk reward, counter trending. At some point, you would recognize it's not even counter trending. It's just like you're trading in the range, so both sides of the market are fine. I mean, this will make up for so many losses if you guys took losses before. Maybe like 2 to 3 losses here. 5R, 9R, maybe -3. What is that? That's still 11 risk reward. That's what people make in a month. So like, guys, there's so much money to be made with the system. It's insane. But just a quick example of, I guess, when counter trending is okay. If we're in a range, there's no such thing really as counter trend. But yeah, NQ has not really been moving anywhere for the past day. Still moving slightly towards downside though, but it's not clear. This is not good conditions. Good conditions is this. These are good conditions. There's a clear trend to the upside, clear liquidity sweeps, clear PYs, clear breaks, like liquidity sweep, and then we broke lower to tap into demand to then go higher. This is 2 breaks to the downside. But I've seen the new JJK movie, Tito's Fire. Nice. I have to wait they have to wait till next week. I think December 5th. It's like 1 or 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm excited. Alright, if you guys don't have any questions today, aside from this, I'm going to end the stream here shortly. And go record the other trade recaps. There's like 3 more I have to record. Again, I'll try my best to keep the upload schedule consistent, but I don't want to treat this like a job. But I'm hoping you guys are like working towards getting profitable. I can't help each person one-on-one personally. Like, my time is very limited. That's why I do the mentorship program. But for those that are working at your own pace, like, I hope you guys are actually taking good steps into seeing results, getting more profitable. Because I want to see you guys like succeed. I want to see you guys like get payouts. Like, there's multiple students that have already gotten payouts, but I want to see even more people, you know? We have, let me see how many people here. I think we have 50, I think 50 course members, 47-ish, 46. Yeah, we have 46 total course members. Okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. some of you guys have joined like from a long time ago. When I say a long time ago, I mean like, I think the oldest member was 2 years ago. So yeah, some of you guys have been OGs, and then some of you guys are just brand new. And then there's people that are like in the course on WAP that don't have Discord apparently, so they're not even in like the server. So I'm just like, I can't really, provide much help there if you're not in Discord. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here today. Alright. Hope you guys take care. Have fun. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Stars align with market trend. Moon and charts, we just ascend. Nighttime hustle, feeling right. Screens are glowing neon light. Bulls and bears in cosmic dance. Data swings in mystic trance. Whispers from the galaxy. Traders search for prophecy. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. Binary stars and ticker spin. Candles flicker, profits spin. Charts explode with every bet. Galactic gains we won't forget. Quasar signals flashing bright. Funds are flowing through the night. Trading lessons stars impart. Navigating through the dark. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. Stars align with market trend. Moon and charts, we just ascend. Nighttime hustle, feeling right. Screens are glowing neon light. Bulls and bears in cosmic dance. Data swings in mystic trance. Whispers from the galaxy. Traders search for prophecy. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. sinker spin. Candles flicker, profits spin. Charts explode with every bet. Galactic gains we won't forget. Quasar signals flashing bright. Funds are flowing through the night. Trading lessons stars impart. Navigating through the dark. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. Stars align with market trend. Moon and charts we just ascend. Nighttime hustle feeling right. Screens are glowing neon light. Bulls and bears in cosmic dance. Data swings in mystic trance. Whispers from the galaxy. Traders search for prophecy. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. Binary stars and sinker spin. Candles flicker, profits spin. Charts explode with every bet. Galactic gains we won't forget. Quasar signals flashing bright. Funds are flowing through the night. Trading lessons stars impart. Navigating through the dark. Jump into the universe. Day trading never felt so terse. Essential knowledge we receive. At the uni we believe. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high, navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin, victory is what you'll spin. Numbers shift, but don't you flinch, just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold, with the wisdom that you hold. Morning bell, it starts the race. Charts lit up like stars in space. Numbers roll across the screen, dreaming big, the winning green. Laptop glowing in the night, candles burn and dollars fly. Pushing through that fear and dread, the market's where you're being led. Oh, traders, keep your heads held high, navigate in stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school of trading school. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm through the thick and thin, victory is what you'll spin. Never shift, but don't you flinch, just one more inch. Every dip can turn to gold, with the wisdom that you hold. Trading highs and trading lows, feel the rhythm ebb and flow. Stand firm. Traders, keep your heads held high, navigate in stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell high, navigating stormy sky. Essential Traders University, the place where you will set you free. In the trenches, buy and sell, riding waves, you'll do so well. Knowledge is your strongest tool, from the school of trading school. a shift, but don't you flinch. Just one more inch.